quick question. When was the last time you actually felt good getting out of a chair? Not fine, not manageable, good. If you had to think about that for more than a second, stick around because today I'm walking you through 5 mobility drills that between them cover almost every stiff, cranky, why does that hurt now body part you're dealing with. Hamstrings, hips, lower back, shoulders, neck, groin, all of it. And the best part? None of this requires equipment you don't already have lying around the house. And none of it takes more than a couple of minutes a day. So let's get into the first one because it's probably not what you think is actually causing your problem. Here's the thing about tight hamstrings, they rarely cause problems in isolation. Once they lock up, your glutes tighten in response, your calves start compensating, and pretty soon your lower back is aching too. It's a chain reaction. So most people respond the obvious way. They stretch the hamstring harder, longer holds, deeper stretches, maybe even a foam roller session. And for a lot of people, it barely moves the needle. Here's why. Running from your lower back all the way down your leg is the sciatic nerve. And thanks to how much time we all spend sitting, that nerve gets compressed and restricted far more often than we realize. When that happens, your body can interpret it as hamstring tightness, even though the hamstring itself is fine. You end up stretching a muscle that was never actually the problem. So instead of attacking the muscle directly, we're going to free up the nerve first. This is called a nerve glide, and it works almost immediately for most people. Here's how to do it. Lie down on your back and hook both hands behind one leg, just above or below the knee. Slowly straighten that leg upward until you feel a light stretch. Nothing intense, just a gentle pull. Then bend the knee slightly and bring it back down. That's 1 rep. The motion should feel smooth, almost like you're flossing the nerve back and forth rather than forcing a stretch. Keep that rhythm going for 1 to 2 minutes per leg. You'll likely notice something surprising. Your hamstring flexibility improves without you ever directly stretching the hamstring. That's the nerve doing its job once it's no longer restricted. Once that's dialed in, we can move up the chain to the hips. So this next movement is one of the most valuable things you can add to your routine, the deep squat hold. Set your feet just a bit wider than hip width apart, toes turned out slightly, and lower yourself down as far as you comfortably can, ideally until your hips drop below your knees. If that feels out of reach right now, that's completely normal. Hold on to a door frame, a sturdy chair, or a table leg for support, or just go as deep as feels okay for your body today. Once you're down there, don't just sit still. Shift your weight side to side. Rock forward and back a little. Let your hips move and explore the position instead of freezing up. Done well, you'll start to feel your hips opening, your ankles loosening, and even some length coming back into your lower back, all from one position. Spend about 30 seconds down there and repeat that for 2 to 3 rounds. Over time, you'll notice you don't need the support anymore and you can hold the position longer and lower. Now that the hips are moving better, there's one specific muscle group hiding underneath them that's usually the real source of lower back tightness. If you deal with a nagging, tight lower back, not injured, just perpetually stiff, this next one is probably the missing piece. The fix here is the couch stretch, and it's one of the most effective hip flexor releases out there. Get into a lunge position and rest your back knee up against a couch, wall, or bed. Basically anything sturdy that lets your shin go vertical behind you. From there, slowly bring your torso upright. If you're fairly tight, you'll likely feel a strong stretch through the front of your hip and thigh right away. If so, just stay there and breathe. If you're more open and the stretch feels mild, gently push your hips forward and back to add intensity. The key here is patience. Don't force it. Relax into the position and let it release naturally rather than muscling through it. Hold for 1 to 2 minutes per side, depending on how tight that side feels. Some people need less time on one leg than the other. That's completely normal and worth noticing. With your hips and lower back loosening up, let's move to the upper body because tight shoulders and neck cause their own set of headaches, sometimes literally. If you spend hours at a desk, in a car, or hunched over a phone, this next area is probably screaming for attention. When your upper back muscles get stiff and your trapezius muscles become overactive, often from poor posture during work, your shoulders and neck end up absorbing all of that accumulated stress. Left unaddressed, this doesn't just cause stiffness, it's one of the most common contributors to tension headaches. To keep this area moving freely, try stick overhead rotations. Grab any stick, a broom handle, a towel, or even a resistance band. Whatever you have on hand, hold it with a grip noticeably wider than your shoulders, and slowly raise your arms overhead and rotate them backward, letting the stick travel from in front of your body to behind it. Go only as far as feels comfortable, then reverse the motion back to the starting position. As you move through this, you should feel your chest and the front of your shoulders opening up, which, not coincidentally, is one of the biggest contributors to neck tightness in the first place. As this gets easier over time, narrow your grip slightly to increase the demand on your shoulder mobility. Keep going for 1 to 2 minutes or until you genuinely feel things loosening. Now for the last one, and it targets an area almost nobody thinks to train. Last but definitely not least, your adductors, the muscles running along your inner thigh. Tight adductors quietly sabotage more than people realize. They limit how deep you can squat, restrict overall hip movement, and can even contribute to groin or lower back discomfort that seems to come out of nowhere. The best tool for this is the Cossack squat. Start in a wide stance, feet turned slightly outward, and if you need it, rest your hands on your thighs for support. From there, begin shifting your weight from side to side, gradually easing deeper into each direction as your body allows. As you sink into one side, you'll feel a clear stretch along the inner thigh of the leg that's staying straight. If you're newer to this movement, staying higher up is completely fine. There's no rush to go deep. If you want more of a challenge, sink as low as feels controlled, and you can even add a slight rotation of the planted foot at the bottom to bring the hamstrings into the stretch as well. The goal is a clear, noticeable stretch, not something that feels overwhelming or unstable. Aim for around 5 slow, controlled reps per side for 2 total sets. So that's all 5. Nerve glides for the hamstrings, deep squat holds for the hips, the couch stretch for your lower back, stick overhead rotations for your shoulders and neck, and Cossack squats for the adductors. Individually, each one targets a specific trouble spot. Together, they cover almost every area where stiffness tends to build up from modern daily life. Sitting, screens, desks, all of it. You don't need to do all 5 every single day to see results. Even picking 2 or 3 that match your specific problem areas and doing them consistently for a few minutes will make a noticeable difference within a couple of weeks. If this helped, give it a like and let me know in the comments which area is your biggest trouble spot. I read everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.